I think the citizens of Moore deserve everything that we have here and then some.
This month on Inside Moore, we'll introduce you to Ward 2 City Council member Kathy McMillan and Moore Mayor Glenn Lewis.
We have probably the best council in the country.
And later in the show,
now a lot of these veterans, they don't know what their benefits are after they get out.
something the Moore American Legion and VFW posts hope to address. We'll see why these long-standing organizations are so vital to veterans and our community. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
They died so that we may live. My most proud project has been the Veterans Memorial Park there on 4th Street and Bryant. And it came about by several people at that time who had, in the Moore area, either lost a family member in the Afghanistan-Iraq conflict or had inquired, what can we do to these people to show them how much we appreciate their service and their sacrifice? How can we honor them and what they've done for our community?
For Kathy McMillan, the Veterans Memorial Park project hit especially close to home. At the time of its original inception, her son was serving in Iraq.
When you have a child that's in the military and a part of you, part of your flesh and blood is over there serving our country and laying their life on the line, you know, we never know what's going to happen. We all hope that they come home in one piece, but that doesn't always happen. And so when a part of you is over there, it just takes on a whole different meaning.
Kathy was elected to the Moore City Council in 2006. Her family can trace their roots all the way back to the land run, giving her a personal stake in the community.
I have been around Moore and a part of Moore since 12th Street was a dirt road east of Eastern and before I-35 was there. And so I wanted to just be a part of that momentum and to ensure that the direction that Moore was going was in the direction that I felt like would be good for everybody.
Today, Kathy owns Prime Realty, where she sells homes across the metro, including Moore.
I am a real estate broker, and I have followed in my parents' footsteps. They've been in the real estate industry since 1974.
In fact, they're still in the real estate business. Kathy and her mom work Prime Realty together, making it a true family operation. From this vantage point, she's seen the city grow.
I think the citizens of Moore deserve everything that we have here and then some, because they've always been supportive and been true citizens and been appreciative of the things that they do have. So now that we have more than we've ever had before, I think it just puts a smile on everybody's face.
The Moore City Manager is appointed by the City Council and is responsible for carrying out policies set by the Council. He coordinates and directs all city activities, oversees all aspects of city employment, prepares and presents the annual city budget, and oversees all city departments, either directly or through supervision of the Assistant City Manager. In other words, he keeps the city running smoothly. An important job of Moore's mayor is representing the city at events like ribbon cuttings or this ceremony on Veterans Day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We really appreciate your thoughts on this.
He also presides over each city council meeting and works with council members to create policy and direction for the city. But his true passion lies here.
My vocation, I'm a jeweler and a gem cutter. I cut stones. I cut everything from zircons to diamonds and everything in between.
In fact, Mayor Lewis is more than just a gem cutter. He's something of a gem hunter.
We go to Billings, Montana and go dig for sapphires. We go to Georgia and dig for amethyst, or we go to North Carolina and dig for emeralds or aquamarines. And that's what I like to do as a hobby. It's still a hobby, and I also do it as a vocation, so it's been quite successful.
In 1994, Lewis expanded his horizons even beyond treasure hunting to become Moore's mayor. To date, he's the longest-running mayor in the city's history, having served for 17 years.
You know, it's a good feeling. It's a sense of accomplishment. I like it. Like I said, it's been very enjoyable, and I appreciate the opportunity that people have let me continue this job for as long as they have.
Working as a prominent business person in the community may be part of Lewis's secret to success, allowing him to better understand the economic dynamics that have allowed Moore to grow.
We've created a lot of wealth in the city, and I think it creates a lot of opportunities for jobs for young people. That's one of the things. Being a retailer gives me an advantage over a lot of the other mayors because I actually do see the economic benefits of growing businesses in town.
Moore's positive stance toward business is what originally caught Bill Warren's eye and eventually led to the opening of Warren Theaters in Moore, along with countless other businesses over the past decade. Of course, Mayor Lewis will be the first to admit it's got a lot to do with a great team in Moore.
We have probably the best council in the country, and the citizens should also know that their employees here at City Hall are some of the best in the world.
If you've recently driven by the corner of Main and Broadway in Old Town Moore, you may have noticed a new empty lot on the northeast corner. That lot was once the location of the Old Moore Fire Station No. 1 and Old Moore Police Department. Both buildings have been demolished and cleared to make way for a new public safety facility that will reside on the spot. Bids have now been issued for the construction of the new facility. Expect to see additional progress soon. The Marine Corps hymn begins with the halls of Montezuma and the shores of Tripoli. But for the vast number of soldiers returning home from all branches of the military, the mountains of Afghanistan and the deserts of Iraq may be more familiar sounding. Record numbers of men and women have served in combat on foreign shores over the past 10 years, and as they return home, they begin looking for belonging and community. There are two cherished organizations in Moore that very much want to be that source of community for returning soldiers: the Veterans of Foreign Wars and the American Legion.
Every veteran, whether they're a war veteran or just a veteran that's been overseas but not to a combat area, they need to be in a service entity, whether it be us or American Legion or DAV.
Moore maintains both an active VFW and American Legion post, both of which have been part of our community since the 1940s and part of the nation much earlier than that.
It is chartered by Congress. The original, it was 1919 when it first started, and World War I veterans went over to Paris, France, and that's where the organization started.
On Veterans Day each year, you'll find the American Legion at Moore's Veterans Memorial Park, showing honor to the American flag and their fellow veterans who have fought to defend it.
We have a program on 4th of July, Memorial Day at Sunset Memorial Gardens. Then we have Veterans Park on Veterans Day. It's going to be an explanation of each fold of the flag, and it's informative if you've never heard it before.
Informative for adults, but even more so for kids who are just learning the importance of the flag and what it represents. Here you can see a VFW flag folding ceremony at Apple Creek Elementary School in Moore.
Going to schools and teaching the kids the proper way of taking care of an American flag, the etiquette, Also, we fold the flag, show them what the proper way of folding the flag is, what to do and what not to do as far as being patriotic and honoring the flag, because all the veterans they fought for the flag, and there's some of us has died because of protecting that flag.
The American Legion organizes a long-standing youth program called Boys and Girls State, in which high school juniors spend their summers at a special camp to learn about civics. Some even progress on to Boys and Girls Nation, where they travel to Washington, D.C. Several more students have made this trip in recent years, representing Oklahoma. Many members of the More American Legion Post serve as volunteers for Boys State each summer.
The Legion goes and interviews them, and then we make the final selection on who goes. It's completely expense-free for the students. I've been on staff there. This will be the 10th year this year, and it is a lot of fun. You'd think being responsible for between 650 and 720 high school boys is stressful, but it's really not.
What can be stressful is trying to maneuver the vast array of veterans' benefits, programs, and accompanying paperwork without a little help from organizations like the VFW and American Legion.
A lot of these veterans, even from World War II, don't know what they have entitlement-wise. So we put out feelers, and on the Cables channel we have a little ad that runs to let people know that we're here to help them.
Now, a lot of these veterans, they don't know what their benefits are after they get out. We're here to let them know what it is. Now, we have a service officer here that is second to nobody. He's really an awesome service officer, and what he does is he goes to bat for these people, not just the young kids that are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, but even the W-2 right on up to present. We go fight for them, and we go in there and make sure that VA gives them everything they have.
Recently, the American Legion partnered with I-35 Bingo in the New City Shopping Center to help raise funds for their programs and to eventually build a new veterans facility to replace this small white house where they currently meet. But most of all, the More American Legion and VFW posts work to make sure our veterans are proud of their service, and that the rest of the community is too.
The kids they stand to attention, they put their hand over their heart, and some of them bring their left hand up and salute. All at the same time, the kids are just patriotic, and the more we teach them, the more patriotic they're going to be.
Which gives our veterans pride to claim the title. For more information, contact the More VFW Post via the web at vfwpost8706.org. For the More American Legion Post, call 794-5446.